Hello, welcome back to People Often Suck podcast. This is where we bring true stories of crime victims, crime perpetrators, people who basically suck out in society. The most awful people.
Sadly, a lot to choose from.
Sadly, way too much to choose from. But we always end with an unsung hero story, so you'll at least get to hear that. So, but starting off, if you don't already know who I am Tom, and
No.
no,
Try again.
oh, I am the only main host, TC, and I'm here as always with.
You know, we could just edit you out. We don't really need you.
You keep trying. You keep trying.
There's a theme here.
It's a theme. Who are you?
I'm the better half,
Oh, shut up.
Tom.
In the very first episode of season 1, he actually forgot to announce who he was. So I had people who were like,
Who were you with?
Tom never said his name.
Well, if anyone didn't like it, it was better for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So before we begin, as I slur my words early in the morning, do us a huge favor and slap the like button and leave a comment and share with someone else, anybody that you know, please, stranger, work acquaintance, your ex, whatever. Help us to grow by sharing our podcast with them. And as always, follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for any updates and funny little silly post that Tom hasn't done yet, but he's going to.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm not a social mediaite.
Whatever.
What if that's even a word?
No, it isn't. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. But we do have a special guest today. So this is our episode 10 of season 2.
Yes.
And we tried to start this last season, which we had our producer, Mark Wallingren, the famous Mark of Coast FM fame. And we have another, I know he's a very humbled man, so he doesn't want me to say famous, but he is very well known in the Los Angeles world, Southern California.
Orange County as well.
Yeah.
Well, he actually lives in Orange County. He's an Orange Countian like you and I.
Smart man.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Without
So he is currently on the number 1 news station,
Morning
basically,
news, yep.
morning news in Southern California at KTLA 5, which actually started 30 plus years ago, the unique concept that has permeated across the country with a lot of other local news, but nobody has ever done it quite as well as KTLA, so I will give them that shout out. But one of the morning personalities that is definitely a big hit. Everybody loves him. I can tell you that when I have been with him at Disneyland, when I was on that side of the fence and I had KTLA out, he was like a celebrity in the park.
You're very kind.
Very kind. No,
Very
it's
kind.
true. It's
but I'll
true.
take it because at home I'm not a celebrity. I'm a nobody at home. To
Your
my
dad
wife,
or
Dad,
honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever your wife says when she's upset. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what their full name is,
well,
but
I've been told we can't cuss on this.
no
show.
cussing. But we have with us today Henry DiCarlo, and if you are outside of the Los Angeles, Orange County area, just look up on YouTube any of the news bloopers from KTLA side, and you will definitely see some funny clips in the morning that you guys have had on the morning news.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And Tom, it's great to meet you. Now, TC, I've known you for quite some time. Tom, I never knew that TC was Tom. I never knew that the T stood for Tom. So
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
I
See?
told you we're not morning people.
Okay, I see. I knew it went right over my head. But anyway, it's great to be here, and congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you.
Second year, so second season, so doing great things, and I'm excited to be here because you know what? So many people often suck. So people often suck. So I'm happy to be here to talk about that.
I'm sure you have to bite your tongue on a lot of things too.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Well, yes, for Henry. I mean, he's X amount of hours in the morning live.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sometimes things slip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. And I always tell people, when I do the news, I'm like a viewer, so I don't know these stories. I'm not getting them ahead of time,
Right.
and I hear these stories, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to watch what I say, because oftentimes I want to comment just like the average person at home does as well.
Yeah.
But
Now you're, if anyone who doesn't know, weather and sports.
well, I started as a sportscaster, and I have done sports at KTLA, but more or less kind of as a contributor. We used to do a 7 a.m. sports segment that I would do, but weather is my main thing. I'm a meteorologist, so 4 to 7 a.m. And then we have an afternoon talk show off the clock that we do, and that's just kind of fun. Yeah, weather's my main gig, so to speak.
Yep.
Nice. So
Keeps me busy.
And when I worked for the very brief time at KTLA, sometimes I would actually run into Henry as he was leaving and I was coming into work.
Yep.
Because he was pretty much done with his work day there.
Yeah, it's an early wake-up call, but I do get to go home early.
I know. And beat the traffic.
Yes, and beat the traffic. I wish I would have known about these drinks earlier, though.
Yeah,
because
Tom, why don't you tell us what we're
my
drinking?
Goodness, this is not like my typical iced coffee drink here.
well, yeah. So when you put the responsibility on me to come up with a beverage,
Ooh, that's good.
It is good.
That is really good.
It is good.
yeah. Well, I mean, Mark made them.
I know.
I
Well,
just
Mark is a
suggested
master mixologist. Yes.
Yes. I said, well, okay, if you're putting me in charge, it's gonna have coffee, because again, don't do mornings. You do.
I do.
He does it in the worst way.
So I assume coffee is part of your life.
go-to.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know how you do 2 a.m. wake up calls.
And look at how refreshed and alive he is right now.
Yeah.
You and I look like crap, and because we're not used to waking up so early.
Yeah.
And he looks refreshed.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm camera ready.
No, he is. And we don't have cameras, but
No.
we did talk about it in the future, and we'll definitely have you back in order to, keep us sane with making our podcast look good with your face. So there you go.
Very kind.
One other thing I do want to point out. This is really kind of a cool thing. Henry doesn't just go and do his KTLA work and then go home and not do anything else. He actually has now for how many years with Chalk Walk in the Park?
Believe this is my 8th year with Chalk Walk.
year.
Nice.
And that's coming up.
Yeah.
So
well, at the time that this will air, I think it's actually the same weekend,
Is
if
it?
I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, coming up.
But if
Coming up this weekend.
anybody checks it out, it's a great organization, CHOC, which is Children's Hospital of Orange County. Actually, Henry, you have a little bit of a connection there because you had your son who was there for a short time.
Correct.
Many
when
years
he was
ago.
born.
And so since then, Henry has taken it on as a pet project to help support Chalk Walk in the Park at Disneyland Resort, which raises over $1 million now each year, right?
Yeah, I think the goal this year is $3 million.
No way,
yeah,
$3 million?
I believe so. Last I heard, I think they were getting close to 2. So they're doing really good. So
if you ever want to
excellent.
check it out and become a team and for Chalk Walk, and you can walk very early in the morning in both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Park.
And it is okay. I hate mornings, but
Yes, you do.
it actually is really cool to walk Main Street when there's just nobody else there.
Right.
But
It's
it's lit
just
up like a
surreal.
Christmas tree.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
Well, and
not to
you're-
be elbow to elbow with people.
And
it's wide open.
And
Well,
to
you
watch
actually
the sun,
you
sun
walked the whole
come up.
thing.
Yeah, no, I do the whole thing. We have our own team. We'll have the
Team DiCarlo.
Yeah, Team DiCarlo.
I did
KTLA,
the shirts,
so-
the best shirts ever.
I
was my year.
appreciate that. Yeah, we have our own shirts for the team, and to your point, Tom, it is great because you're there early in the morning. So after you get over the getting up early part of it, it is a completely different perspective to see Disneyland lit up in
Right.
the morning. It's got all the lights on, and then watch the sun come up. And everyone's. I think the best thing about Chalk Walk, not only are you supporting a great cause, but there's so many people there, and they all have different stories.
Yeah.
And they a lot of people are walking in memory of somebody. A lot of people are walking for inspiration, or some that are just thank goodness maybe don't have a direct contact with it, but just want to make sure that funds are there for kids and families. So it actually it's one of those things you start by saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give back. And then you end up at the end of the walk, you're like, oh my goodness, I got so much out of this. It makes you feel great. So
now Henry has been truly one of the biggest supporters and has probably, we'll give Disneyland some credit, but Henry has given so much of his time with it that it really has helped to give that much greater of exposure for the Chalk Walk event. And if you, whether you're a Disney fan or not, but if you want to actually go and see the parks in a different light, literally in a different light. Also, you go a little bit backstage. You get to see some Disney characters. I mean, it's a really great experience overall. But the most important thing is you really are giving back. I mean, children who, whatever ailment that they're facing, this organization, Chalk, is just incredible in what they do to help these kids get through. And hopefully, there's many success stories, and sadly there are not some success stories, but the family and how they're treated and taken care of through Chalk is just amazing. Yeah.
Not just the doctors, but the staff.
Yeah.
The nurses, just the support for the families.
Yep.
A lot of times too, there'll be a child obviously there that is there for, a medical condition, but they may have a brother or sister, and a lot of times they can be overlooked. I mean, families are, this, something going through a very traumatic experience, and they have the support staff that is there for, siblings too, that sometimes might get overlooked. So just wonderful. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I appreciate you having me here today, and I appreciate this drink. What exactly is in this drink, by the way?
Oh, that's right.
Coffee.
Yeah.
We got off that. We never got to that.
I want to know what's in here, Tom.
It's Carrillo.
Oh, by the way, we suck at saying names. So
that's okay. So do I.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Some would say it's on purpose. No,
it's absolutely not. It's a birth defect.
No, we really do suck.
Maybe this will help us.
Maybe.
No.
I picked actually stories that I can actually pronounce the names much better. So
I actually first was introduced to this when I went to a Brazilian steakhouse. Huh. It's one of their after dinner beverages that they offer, and it's just liqueur 43 mixed with espresso and then shaken over ice. That's it. Just
it's really good.
3 ingredients if you count the ice, but just 2 ingredients.
And I think it's a great after breakfast drink too.
Well, we really haven't had breakfast, so I don't know how this is going to work on us.
This is my breakfast. I'm fueled by caffeine and depression.
Yeah. Wait, depression?
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I was like,
I wasn't sure.
I haven't had any caffeine yet.
Oh, okay, great. So Henry, you understand the concept of what the podcast is all about, and I'm the first one to go off with my story. Okay. And I guess without any... Wait, did you want to ask him a couple questions?
Okay.
He actually on the way here was like, can I ask Henry a couple different questions?
Okay, because I had to check your IMDb. Just what was that?
Do I have one of those?
You do.
Oh
wow! See, look at you.
Yeah, and this is the only thing that actually I have to know if there is a story or if this is just made up. You have, according to IMDb, 3 nicknames.
Okay.
Hammer and Hank.
Yeah.
The Machine.
Yeah.
And $100 Henry.
Yeah, but yes, those have all kind of involved.
Really? I've never heard these.
Well, $100 Henry was, I think that was just something that happened on one of our morning show things. And I think it was just organic. I can't remember what it was. It was a live shot or whatever. And I said, I'm going to make it rain or whatever. And so they're like, we'll call him $100 Henry. So for a while, they were kind of calling me $100 Henry, but nobody really calls me $100 Henry. I think it was just, for a moment in time. The Machine, That is a real nickname. That actually predates even my work. KTLA.
Really?
That was my nickname in college, and for many reasons, why you might imagine they called me the machine. I was maybe I had too much to drink at times, and I just could drink like a machine. But that was a fraternity nickname.
Okay.
That I had was the machine. And Hammer and Hank was more, with the name Henry, people often called me Hank, and then Hammer and Hank. So it was kind of. It was typical for me to hear that growing up, and they'll still say that, hey, Hammer and Hank every once in a while. But I actually played in a movie that was, it was called Jumping for Joy. And this is when I worked in Salt Lake City, Utah, and they made a movie. It was called Jumping for Joy, and obviously it didn't have great commercial success. But
was it a Hallmark movie?
It was kind of in the same vein. It was a wholesome movie. Okay. And in that particular movie, I played a play-by-play announcer for this professional team, and so that was my nickname. That was my character name, was Hammer and Hank. And so I think I think that's probably why it goes on there on the IMDb, is because I played a character named Hammer and Hank. But I've been called Hammer and Hank, playing baseball and stuff when I was younger, just kind of a Hank Aaron reference. But yeah, I wish there was something a little bit more exciting to those.
Well, it also said you're 5'10".
Yeah.
So
that's true.
They got that part right.
They got that right.
That's your whole IMDb.
Well, it's
wow,
funny.
That's very extensive.
Yeah, because there's others on there. It says 5'7". I'm like, come on, 5'10".
5'7".
Yeah, well, it says 5'7", and then those things.
I'm 5'9". I know you're not 5'7".
No, so it's funny. Those things are you can go online and you're just like, wait, what? I wish I made that much money. Or then it's like, what? Hey, I got to make a little bit more than that. And birth dates are wrong, all that sort of stuff. So
what you're saying is everything on the internet's not factually correct?
Yeah, can you believe it? You know what?
But POSs, I tell you.
I know.
Well, that's why our stories are actually people who have been arrested, so we pull our information from those type of reports, and usually they're not. We try to avoid any well-known national, type of stories, because that's what makes it interesting. We're trying to share some random stories that people may not know. In some cases, some older stories, which today is going to be mine. So mine actually starts back actually goes a little bit further back. I don't know. We'll see if you actually know this story from back then. So this is the famous grandma from Sacramento, California.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So now you remember that.
Tom knows.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know all the story.
I don't know all the story, but you have mentioned the granny before.
So my hometown is Sacramento.
Okay.
Not a lot of things are actually attributed to Sacramento other than, our sucky government. But anyways...
You got a good basketball team there at time every once in a while.
Every once in a blue moon.
Right.
I have a big, huge rivalry with some of my family down here that are Lakers fans, and I'm like,
you don't have
we won't talk about it right now, but anyways. Yes, go Sacramento Kings. Okay. So there's not a lot of fame associated with Sacramento other than it's dubbed Cowtown. It's between San Francisco and Tahoe. It's whatever. But we did actually have a famous granny back then that you can now find 2-part episodes on Oxygen and Peacock all about this famous grandma. So as I wrote on here, a grandmother with a smile that could kill you.
Oh,
literally. So,
I think I'm starting to vaguely. This is coming back to me a little bit. May have seen like a Netflix or something special.
Yes, there is. Yes, definitely one of those. So her name is Dorothea, also known as Dorothy Puente. She ran a unlicensed boarding house near downtown Sacramento in the 1980s. Now she was born in Redlands, California, so she's a native Californian. In 1929.
Oh, good.
She was one of 7. Redlands. I mean,
explains everything.
It explains a lot. Yes, we also don't hold back on giving our opinions of what we think of certain places. Hopefully, Tom has gone
Looking
easy.
at you, Florida.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope you went easy on Florida today. But anyways.
My story is not Florida related.
Wow. We'll end the season without picking on Florida. Somewhat.
Okay, wait. What am I missing here? Why are we picking on Florida? Are you from Florida?
No, but
It just coincidentally, a lot of our stories happen to be coming out of Florida because, Florida man exists.
Florida.
So we I basically just every time a Florida story comes up,
has a sound effect.
I play a little sound effect just so everyone knows this is a Florida story, and it's just I'm not trying to pick on Florida. I'm not.
I
purposely,
think you are.
I mean, maybe subconsciously, but I'm not trying to pick stories.
There's just a lot of Florida stories to choose from.
Yeah, I find the headline. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, and I look into it. It's like Florida.
So come to find out. We'll take a momentary tangent on this explanation. So I had my friends that were visiting just recently from Florida, and of course they're giving me a hard time. They listen to the podcast, like, why do you keep picking on Florida? And so the one thing that she said, my friend Jen, is that in Florida it is actually a rule or a law or whatever that it is required when somebody's arrested to share all the details of the arrest in public documentation. So there's more stuff that's actually shared about Florida stories in the media overall than a lot of other states.
Because they have access to information.
And so that's why we come across more Florida stories than usually any other state.
Well, that's great.
So, and Mark is visiting, our master mixologist, Mark, and producer.
Gentlemen, how many people have died so far?
Well, I'm just getting to the story. We've been chatting.
How many will die before this is over?
There will actually be a number of them that will die.
A number of deaths. Well, then this is good stuff. My wife loves listening to this podcast. I completely believe that she's trying to figure out a way to kill me.
She's getting tips.
This is not the show Snapped, so I don't know why she's getting any sort of ideas.
His drinks, by the way, are dynamite.
Are the Henry, you like that?
I do. And Tom loved his because
he already drank it all
was
up.
Gone.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think mine was watered down.
That on the season finale in season 1, he went through 3 times the amount that you did.
He did.
I thought we were playing to win.
Well, you apparently won.
Yeah.
You won very well.
If you're not in first place, you're in last.
Oh, shut up.
That's right.
These are delicious, and I've never had one before. And
so now you're going to keep the recipe, aren't you?
They are delicious.
Yeah. So
well, if you ever visit any, I believe any Brazilian steakhouse, they do have it on the menu.
Is that right?
I've been to like the one I went to in Orange County is Texas de Brazil, and then there's
You said that so authentic.
Fogo de Chao. They also had it.
And what's the name of the drink? Hold on. Because you know what, I was thinking.
Carrillo.
Right. I was thinking. The first word that came to my mind was caballero, but it's not a cowboy drink.
It's not a cowboy drink.
Well, no, they would.
Yeah,
I guess you're right. Yeah.
And liqueur, though, that sweet stuff.
Maybe that was a little too.
Gotta drink coffee too. It can't be all beer and whiskey.
This is one of those confusing drinks where you don't know if you're going up or down, right?
Hasn't hit yet, but I'm afraid it's going to make me go up.
They're going down.
Yeah. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
A Carrillo.
There we go.
Carrillo.
Yeah, see, he knows how to pronounce it. You don't.
All right, gentlemen.
I never said I knew how to pronounce it.
Okay. By master mixologist Mark.
There you go.
Thank you.
You gotta keep him around.
I know, we should. Well, we do. So anyhow, going back to Dorothy Puente. Actually, she was known as Dorothy Gray initially. She was one of 7 children born to a Jesse James Gray. So already when you have a Jesse James name in it, you know that this is probably not going to set up well.
That for the middle name Lee.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yes. And then her mom was Trudy Gray, both of whom were alcoholics. So again, foundation wasn't really set very strongly. When she was 8 years old, her father died of tuberculosis, and her mother, who was described as abusive, lost custody of Puente and her siblings before dying in a motorcycle crash when Dorothy was 10. So
tough upbringing.
Very tough upbringing, right? So Dorothy lived with different relatives across California after her mother died. So bouncing from home to home to home, she doesn't have any great foundation still being further built there. She would eventually land in Nevada. So now she's older. Somewhat older. She landed in Nevada with her husband, Fred McFowle, a World War II veteran who met Dorothy when she was 16 years old. Oh. Now, not just 16-year-old, but she was a sex worker in Olympia, Washington in 1946.
That's a hotbed for sex work.
I did not know that.
I'm making it up.
Oh, my God.
It's not, I was waiting for Vegas or something like that. Like Olympia, Washington? Okay.
Yeah, her aspirations were Olympia, Washington. Okay.
So.
Reach for the stars.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what's funny is that this is 1946. This is not even like modern day. The marriage fell apart in 1948, so it didn't last long. Dorothy gave up her 2 daughters that they adopted. Actually gave them up for adoption, which was probably a good move because, why continue on with that winning success streak in her family? So she then married Alex Johansson in 1952. At that time is when they moved to Sacramento. Okay. Their marriage was turbulent at times. Shocker. And Alex even had Dorothy institutionalized in 1961 at one point.
Wow.
Back when you could.
Back when you could.
Back when you could.
Good point.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about that? You have an opinion about that.
We should bring him back.
This poor woman is definitely, she's getting the crap beat out of her from left and right.
Yep.
She's being tested.
She is. So that marriage obviously didn't last. And Dorothy moved on to husband number 3 in 1968 with a Mexican immigrant named Roberto Puente, which is where she got her last name today. The marriage was really more of a business arrangement for financial stability and a green card opportunity for Roberto. So it was, mutual one way or the other. It helped her out. But that also didn't last. Shocker again. On to husband number 4.
Twists and turns.
You're right.
So now husband number 4 was Pedro Angel Montalvo, who left her only after a week after tying the knot. That didn't last long either.
No.
She's got a great track record.
A week.
1 week, and this guy's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah. He was sex worker part didn't bother him, but whatever it was, it happened in a week of marriage.
Can I see your resume? Oh, you're a sex worker in Olympia? Oh, no problem. That's where usually most of them start.
3 previous husbands. Yes. None of those were red flags.
None.
Although none of them died. So, one died of his own. But, none of them died of, some of our past stories. The wife actually killed her husbands, the black widow of life. But so by this time, Dorothy had opened her unlicensed boarding home to primarily the downtrodden, the vulnerable in society, and so forth. And there's a reason for that, because they essentially became her prey. Initially, what she would do is that she would steal their Social Security checks, any sort of pensions, anything like that. She would get them to sign over power of attorney, and so she essentially was stealing their money from them. What a nice, wonderful lady.
Yeah.
Now, she wasn't she didn't kill anyone. No, she just was stealing their money. So she was eventually caught in 1978 and was sentenced to 5 years of probation, in addition to being forbidden from running a boarding house, which, again, was unlicensed in the first place.
Right.
So they're just telling her now, don't do what you weren't allowed to do the first
time.
Yes. So she switched her tune from boarding house to an in-home caregiver and stealing from her clients while she was supposedly helping them. This woman,
Yeah.
I mean, she ain't changing her tune,
No.
people. So she was again caught in 1982 and convicted of administering a controlled substance to another, grand theft, and forgery.
Well, she's hitting them all.
Yeah.
She's hitting everything.
Checking every box.
Yeah.
This time, she served 5 years in a California state prison. While in prison, a psychologist had diagnosed her with schizophrenia.
Okay.
The psychiatrist also went on to say she is to be considered dangerous and her living environment and or employment should be closely monitored.
So all the red flags were there.
Yeah.
100%.
They were all there.
So what do you think she did when she left prison?
Oh, I think she found Jesus.
She did, and she was saved and went on to convert hundreds of thousands of people. Or she went,
Or the exact opposite.
or she went and she illegally opened a boarding house yet again.
Wow.
So this is where the famous part of the story becomes much more prevalent in the Sacramento area. So Dorothy, known for stealing and forging, wasn't enough. Following her prison, she moved into a cool vintage store. And I've been to this home, by the way. I have some pictures I'll show you. Vintage 2-story Victorian house located at 1426 F Street in downtown Sacramento. So she was told to never open a boarding house again. She opened a boarding house. So she decided to, yet again, take in the vulnerable tenants that she knew before, the type of tenants that she knew before. And over the course of time, she would convince them to turn over a power of attorney so she can basically manage their Social Security, checks. If they have a pension, she handled that and all of that. I mean, a wonderful, turnkey service, I think.
Turnkey. She was a smart schizophrenic.
Yeah. So once tenants' financial affairs were turned over and everything, she would then begin to drug them to the point that they no longer lived. But you got to do something with the body.
You do. Mm-hmm. I've learned this.
I mean,
I've learned this.
The body's laying around. You got to dispose of it somehow.
Did she have any pigs?
Nope, she had no pigs. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
You feed them to the pigs.
Yeah, they eat
Come
everything.
on, every killer knows that.
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm not a killer. I did not know that you could feed bodies.
It's like chapter 3, man, in the rule book.
It's just,
You knew this too?
I'm playing along.
He's heard a lot of news stories.
I've heard some things, yes.
Okay. Well, so she would obviously kill her victims, many of them of which usually were homeless off the street or whatever. So theoretically, they didn't have any family that was coming looking for them. That was her MO, was that if I kill Henry and he has no family, no one's going to come asking like, hey, what happened to Henry?
Right.
So she thought, by the way. So she had, this is where it's kind of gray. I've heard that it was her son, but I've heard it was also a handyman that she had that was helping around the house. He would go out into the yard and he would dig up holes and bury them. Now, just so to paint the picture correctly, these Victorian homes in downtown Sacramento, they usually don't have a normal fence that is privacy from the street. So in this particular case, there was a fence like that separated her property from her next door neighbor. But in the front, it was a wrought iron gate.
Okay.
So it was pretty
You can
open.
still see through.
Yeah. So obviously, Mr. Handyman would go in the middle of the night to dig this up. It takes it right to the vision of the movie The Burbs, if you've ever seen that one, where they're digging up in the backyard to hide the bodies.
Classic.
I love that movie. Anyways, that's where they were burying the bodies. It wasn't just one. It was a number of them.
So she had an accomplice.
She had an accomplice, yep. What's funny is that her next door neighbor at one point, and I only know this because I actually literally got to talk to the next door neighbor. So this, shortly after she was caught and everything, I was up visiting my mom in Sacramento and everything, and I had some friends that came with me from Disney down here, and I'm like, we got to go see this house, this famous house. So we went, and we were standing right in front of the house, and the next door neighbor came out. And so we started asking him questions. I'm like, did you even know what was going on next door? He goes, no, I did not at all. She was a grandmother. She was like the innocent party here. Nobody thought. He goes, but I was starting to notice that the fence was starting to lean a little bit.
Oh.
But he didn't turn it in or anything. He just thought, well, maybe, we had some rains and, and all that stuff. So her homicidal spree came to a halt in November 1988 when police came searching for a mentally disabled transient named Alvera Montoya, who had been reported missing. So one of the guys did have some family that were looking for him.
Asking questions.
So eventually the police dug up 7 bodies in her yard.
Wow.
2 more bodies were found later, including the remains of Dorothy's former boyfriend. So she did actually kill a lover.
Dun, dun, dun.
His name was Everson Gilmouth. Well, I guess with a name like that. Anyways, who was found in a box that had been dumped in the Sacramento River. So she ran out of space in her yard, apparently.
Yeah. So much lawn.
Yeah. So Sacramento PD spent weeks digging up her yard, finding new bodies, but never suspected the sweet old granny. She was a sweet old granny. There's no way in hell that she would have actually killed anybody, right?
Oh, so they're digging up in her front yard, but they had no idea?
No.
Oh, wow.
If you actually watch, I saw the 2-part special on Peacock. I mean, they literally talk about the investigator from Sacramento PD who Dorothy was coming in and out of her home. She was living in her home during the entire time. They never suspected her.
So what made them go and dig there in the first place? Do we know?
They had cadaver dogs that were sniffing around, and so they had a few other areas. And so when they had body number 2 and then body number 3, and it wasn't like they were digging, consistently every day. It was like they found one, and then they would come back and they would kind of search around, and they're like, oh, hey, the dog is sniffing over here. Maybe we should check over here. And then eventually when they started having multiple bodies, they're like, we probably should check this entire yard.
Field here.
Yes.
Wow.
So, and they were not sure if it was maybe the previous owner of the place. So that's where they were going. That's why they never suspected the sweet old granny. So one afternoon, when Dorothy ran out of her stories, because she always had some sort of a cover-up or whatever going on, and after each new finding, she became, in their minds, a potential suspect. But they weren't ready to pull her in to question or anything like that. So, and this is actually in the Peacock special, she comes home after running some errands, whatever, and she's like, talking to the investigator. She lived not too far from a pedestrian mall called K Street Mall, not far from the Capitol. And there's a Hyatt Regency there. So she's like, I want to go get some coffee over there. Why don't you walk with me over there? So he walked on over with her, and he's starting to ask questions that could somewhat be leading to, we might be considering you.
Yeah.
So they get to the back entrance of the Hyatt Regency. And she's like, well, I'm going to go in and get the coffee and I'll come back. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go on back because we think we might have found another body. So I'm going to go back. Okay. She walks into the hotel, walks through the hotel to the valet, flags a cab, goes to the Sacramento International Airport, and takes a flight to Southern California.
Oh, she's out of there.
She's gone. They had no idea. She's like, the inspector's like, gosh, she's been gone a while.
Yeah.
Went over to check. They're like, oh, no, there's some lady got into a cab that kind of meets your description and left. So that immediately the light bulb went on. Yeah. The warrant for her arrest was put out.
What year was it at this point?
This is 1988. Well, End of 88, could have been early 89. So so they had no idea where she was. Like, that's it. She disappeared. And Dorothy messed up because down here in Los Angeles, a man tipped off the police when this person overheard very interesting stories about her cashing disability checks. And then put two and two together, contacted the police, and then they arrested her here in lovely LA. So she was finally caught. She was extradited back up to Sacramento. Because of the sensationalism of the story, they actually had to move the court proceedings to, I think, Monterey. And that's where she was convicted in 1993 of only 3 murders because the jury couldn't reach a verdict on the other 6 murder counts.
He just happened to be there.
Yeah.
They
fell asleep.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, they might have just accidentally fallen there. We're not sure. So and maybe they were looking at her in the pictures like, she's a sweet grandmother. She looks like my grandmother, type of thing. She did receive 2 life sentences and a concurrent 15-year to life sentence. She did eventually die in prison at the age of 82 in 2011. So I would say that if you want to see an interesting 2-part story about it, check it out on either Oxygen or Peacock. But you said you saw it on Netflix?
Well, it could have been very well been on Peacock. I just kind of throw everything under the Netflix umbrella. But I do watch those those things. I'm fascinated by true crime.
Oh yeah, right.
Right. So I do believe that. So
that's Grandma.
Yeah, that's Grandma.
That'll be on social media. We'll share it.
Wow.
And then that's the house. That's I was up on tour. With
is that you?
Disney,
oh my gosh, that
with the
is
Disney,
you.
the
How
Disney gang.
Funny. Look at you.
Let's see.
So that is, and then that's the yard. So somebody, the current owner at that time, had put a funny sign on it about do not park. So that's the yard itself.
So is it like a tourist spot now?
Well, for those who follow the story enough, yes, it is.
Kind of like the.
And now that these specials have come out, it has become more well known as well. With the community out there of true crime stories to follow this.
Wow. So you just never know. That nice little grandma
right?
that lives across the street offers you a glass of lemonade. You better be careful.
Don't take it.
No.
Like literally looking at her, it's like, sweet old granny.
Right?
Right.
Like the stereotypical cliche grandma.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to include my picture to show the house of today. And that actually is kind of funny because if you notice in the picture, the current owner put a granny-like figure on the front porch in a rocking chair.
So he's owning it.
Oh yeah, no, he owns it. He's like, yep, this is the house. You know? So if you are in Sacramento and you want to stop by 1426 F Street, you can actually see the house
itself. See
itself.
that picture of Granny real quick. She
actually
actually looks like a hip grandma too. You know what I mean? She just,
It's not like the Breaking Bad house where they're like, stop throwing pizzas on our roof.
Right.
That's right. Are they still doing that in that poorhouse?
Well, they had to really cordon off that whole area.
Yeah.
Keep people from parking there and taking pictures.
Really?
Oh yeah. They do not like it. They don't like the
I
attention.
wouldn't want to have pizza thrown on my roof either.
Yeah, well.
Now, is it
free pizza?
Is it pizza with pineapple? Because that's disgusting. I'd throw that pizza.
You know what? You're disgusting. Okay, so
that was one of the questions for you.
Settle this right now. Pineapple on pizza.
I'm fine with it.
Thank you.
Are you really?
Because
totally
he's
fine with
right.
It may not be my go-to, but if it's there and
because he's right.
Yeah, I like the combo. It doesn't bother me. But
really,
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to pizza. I mean, I like pepperoni, cheese, margarita. But I have no problem with the pepperoni, or I have no problem.
So
with
it wouldn't be his go-to.
Pizza.
You are correct.
It wouldn't be his go-to. He's just saying that if it happens to be there, he would.
But I do like it. It's
fine.
one of my But I actually enjoy.
What's your favorite pizza place?
My favorite is Tony's Little Italy in Placentia.
Tony's. Wait.
Yeah, I've heard of that place.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been there for like 30 years. People will drive in from LA County to get a pizza there.
Yes.
But, yeah,
I need to check that out.
Yeah.
it's a great place.
Sheila at work told me about that place.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you will not be disappointed. Tony, unfortunately, Tony Sr. passed away a couple of years ago, but his son.
the family
and
are
his
carrying it on?
Yeah. And it's near Cal State Fullerton. It's not too far. It's been a staple. It's probably been there for 30 years. But you go there on a Friday or Saturday night, you want to take out, you better order 2 hours in advance. There's a line.
Yeah.
It's a small little place. I mean, it's it's kind of like old Chicago style little, it's not a restaurant per se, that, but it's a great date night. But I mean, you're just kind of in a strip mall place with some Chicago Cubs and Bears stuff on the wall. The pizza is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony's Little Italy.
He is Italian, so I think I would give him some credit that he would know.
Please do. Please give me some credit.
I know that probably threw you off with his different nicknames.
I totally would have thought you were like Scottish heritage or something.
Scottish. Yes. Let's talk a little.
I can see the Scottish in him right now.
I love Scottish food.
With a little bit of a little bit of Italian there, but yes.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, that's Dorothy or Dorothea Puente. I would like you to now always have a very discerning look at any grandmother out there now, because none of them can be always innocent.
Well, I think the moral of the story that I got out of it is, you're going to do sex work, stay out of Olympia, Washington. It's nowhere to go but downhill from there.
I never thought of Olympia, Washington as a sex worker place.
You know what? They have needs too in Olympia, Washington, I guess.
Got it. Okay, Tom.
Tom, try to top that right here.
Go for it, Tom.
I'll tell you what, these drinks are going down easy, so it may not take much.
Well, my original drink was going to be the Kyoki coffee, which is brandy, chocolate liqueur, Kahlua in coffee. Now, you want to talk about dangerous. That's dangerous.
I'm kind of glad you didn't. I think that would be a little too sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sweet.
It would be
enough,
sweet.
But that's too sweet.
And then I saw this. I'm like, oh, you know what? I think that would be perfect, because I know you've had it, and he's not a coffee drinker.
No.
So,
I have to mask the coffee flavor.
Yeah.
I'm one of those type.
Yeah, he's one of those type.
Although I don't know how often you were ever upstairs in the creative services area at KTLA, but they have
on occasion, but they did have a nice.
They have that nice coffee machine,
Yeah.
and that I will say I did enjoy that while I was there. That perk.
I know, because you can get all kinds of different.
Oh yeah,
stuff
it was
in
great.
There. I know.
Yeah, even when I was there in early May, I was like, Scott, I'm gonna go get a coffee because I can.
I know. Good little coffee machine in there.
Yes.
All right. Real fast. Do you constantly have friends or family hounding you for weather?
Not so much. My wife, every once in a while, will be like, no, actually, it's the other way around. My wife will say, hey, what's the weather going to be like? So to answer your question, yes. And I'll be like, well, didn't you watch the news? I'm like, I'm on every morning, and I know you're up every morning. But, hey, what's the weather supposed to be like? I'm like, didn't you watch? She's like, I don't watch the news. It's too depressing. So, yes, they do. Come to think of it, ask me. Here's the funny part. I don't mind when people ask. I don't mind when people ask me anything. To be quite honest, when it comes to that, I get it. But I always think it's funny when somebody be like, hey, I'm going to Texas this weekend. What's the weather going to be like? It's like, I don't know. Look at your phone.
Yeah.
I kind of know.
In this day and age, we have so many things available to us.
Right. I mean, I kind of know because I'm looking at maps, but I can't. Frisco, Texas, I don't know. give me 5 minutes, I'll look it up, but you can too. It's like I don't know everything about it.
I only texted you once when I asked. I think it was for an event last year, and I was like, hey, Henry,
I don't mind that.
What do you think about this upcoming weekend?
I do not mind that, and I'll get that. I'll have neighbors or friends that will sit there. Hey, we're going on a cruise, and there's this tropical storm. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind any of it. I'm
well, be careful of saying that.
I know,
because I don't want to open yourself up to that.
But it is funny. It's like when my wife says, "What's the weather gonna be like?" I'm like, "Are you serious? Really? You don't even watch your own husband?"
The one person who is the closest.
I know. You're telling me you don't even watch our show? But I will get back on track here. But the only thing that I always find it funny, but irritating at the same time. I'll be randomly somewhere, and I'll hear somebody like kind of off to the side. I haven't made eye contact. Don't even know that they're like, if only we had a weatherman around to tell us what the weather is. That happens all the time.
Serious?
Yeah, all the time.
And they think they're funny.
And it's like and I'm usually, I am very thankful that I am on a show that people watch. I mean, that's, I'm like, I feel fortunate to have a job.
Number one.
I feel fortunate. Yes, I mean, so I never take that for granted. It's a little tough on my wife sometimes because we'll go out and, people will want a little bit of your time, and I get it. And I'm thinking this, my son's always there like, Mom, this is why, this is why Dad has a job, just.
Wow, your son is actually.
Yeah, he's got my back on it because Lisa will be like, please, can we just go to dinner and not have somebody, do this? So I get that part of it. But that's the only thing. It's like, please, just be more creative than that. Like, if we only had a weather person to tell us or I wish I knew what the weather was going to be like.
My gosh.
And it's always the same thing, and they laugh like it's the first time I've ever heard it. I'm like, this is the third time I've heard this today.
Just today. Yes,
exactly.
I mean, I guess in a roundabout way, I don't know how much you do because you shut off most of the world, but
he just explained why I should.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tom's a little bit of an introvert if you couldn't tell, but when we get in here, he's an extrovert.
Believe it or not, I'm more of an introvert than I am.
I think most people who are in front of audiences, I think by nature are more of an introvert, and they turn it on when they need to, and then when the cameras are off or they're off stage or whatever, I think they immediately go back into their introverted ways.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at, sad to say, rest in peace, but, look at Robin Williams. Off camera, off stage, he was a quiet, introverted man. And, obviously battling a lot of mental illness issues. But I think a lot of people are like that who are generally in show business because they give it their all and then they go and they have to kind of get that energy back in with them.
You want to disconnect a little bit too, because you're kind of throwing yourself out there and all that, and then when you're done, you're just like, I just need. Plus, you don't want to bring that home. Like my wife doesn't want the guy on TV.
You need to be a husband and a father at home. Yeah.
It's like, you
don't walk in and go, hey, today's weather's going to be, how you doing, honey?
You're dealing with kid stuff and you're dealing with schooling and sports and doing here. And the last thing is like, you know what? Cut the corny stuff here. I need you here as a husband,
Right.
So I do get that, but I totally agree with the introverted stuff. I will get people to say like, it'd be fun to go out and have a beer. I'm like, no, actually it wouldn't be because I'm not really that much of a conversationalist. I want to be in front of a TV, drinking a beer, watching a game, and I don't want to, go too into it too much.
So don't get upset if you don't know that I'm there and I say, gosh, it would be really great if we had a
I will laugh. I'll give you that grace, and you can call me anytime for a weather. I don't mind.
No. I have AccuWeather, which is generally more accurate. So anyway,
wow! I came here to get ripped on. I'm out of here, Tom. I like you so much better.
You thought you were going to get a tongue bath, huh?
I know.
No. I just can't get up that early.
I hear you.
Anyhow, Tom, let's get to your story.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the drinks doing this or what. But
let's bring it all down with my story. So this happened in not too long ago, 2020.
Tom never likes to go too far back in history.
It's just boring. Yeah. Who wants to go back that far? October 9th, 2020 in New Boston. That's in Texas.
Not Florida.
Not Florida. Not this time.
Florida. No, today, we are picking on Texas. A state trooper pulled over one Taylor Parker over for speeding and driving rather erratically.
So like most people in Southern California on any given day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's not common in Texas. So she explained to the trooper that she just gave birth and she was trying to get to a hospital. Mm-hmm. And right there
Was the baby
right there in her lap was a freshly baked baby.
Oh.
still connected?
Well, not connected, but there was an umbilical cord still there.
Okay.
So
So-
I don't like where this story's going already.
Yeah. See, bringing it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the trooper escorted her and the baby to the hospital when, upon examining her, the doctor is not the trooper.
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah. Discovered that she was never pregnant.
So where did
the baby come from? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think I did hear this. Okay, I'm gonna wait.
Wait, you know the
Yeah.
story?
I feel like it. I hope this,
You might-
this is bad.
Yeah, you might, because I think I pulled some of the information off the KTLA website.
Oh, okay.
So what you're
So-
saying is Dorothy Puente's looking better.
Yeah, she is.
Well,
She just yeah.
yeah, they all suck in their own way.
Yes.
This one just happens to suck a little bit more. So, turns out Taylor had actually acquired said baby by ripping it out of the mother's womb and pass it off as her own.
Did she know the mother?
Oh, yes, she did. So, Reagan Michelle Simmons Hancock. That's a mouthful.
4 names? Okay.
Yeah. Only 21 by the name.
Oh,
by the
the name?
Okay.
Drink is really helping you out there.
Yeah. Okay, so side story, the story I was originally going to read is so convoluted, I had to come up with a different story because I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to drink and tell that story.
Although it might
So
have
I'm
been
gonna
pretty
say-
funny.
So, yeah, it would have been. So I'm actually going to save that
You're
for
gonna
next
save that.
season.
Okay, got it.
Because there's just so many levels to it. I'm like, okay, I'm...
You got to be sharp for that one.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
afternoon taping on that.
Afternoon
Yes.
taping.
Exactly. All right, so she was only 21, and she was found dead in her home with her 3-year-old. 3-year-old's fine.
What?
But-
oh, the 3-year-old's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the 3-year-old was in the home.
Oh my gosh.
She suffered over 100 cuts and stab wounds. Her head was... I'm trying... Okay. Not
Without
get
being too gross?
graphic. Was... Her head was...
Was it O.J. Simpson?
It was... It was...
Was it
was
decapitated?
No.
or-
Her head was still connected, but it was not its original shape.
Oh. So it was beaten.
Yeah, a hammer was
Oh,
applied,
oh. Okay.
Holy
and
Toledo.
her tum tum was
Cut open.
yeah.
I need another drink.
Gosh.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Tom, could you have found a more disgusting story?
Wow.
And I don't
could
think this
have.
is done yet.
Oh no. So Taylor had faked being pregnant for nearly 10 months
Wow.
to keep her boyfriend from leaving her.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she needed a baby to close the deal.
Yeah.
And this was a friend?
More of an acquaintance.
Oh my gosh.
Taylor actually had a hysterectomy and could not conceive. Boyfriend did not know that though.
Nothing like a honest and truthful relationship.
Right? Yeah. Fearing that her boyfriend was about to leave her, she faked being pregnant, even going so far as to produce fake ultrasounds and throw a gender reveal party. Because those always go over so well. Although this is Texas. So,
Okay, so she didn't light a fire.
Yeah, so typically, probably didn't light any fires over there.
So she must have known the person. I know you had said that, but also knew what the gender was going to be of that baby when the baby. I mean, this was premeditated. This is like someone waiting. This poor person is pregnant, and this person the entire time knows I'm going to take this baby, and you're not. living.
Yeah, Yeah, she was waiting
Evil.
for months.
That's evil.
Talk about
total evil.
talk about premeditated. This
Yeah.
isn't just an hours up till then. No, she was planning this for months, waiting for the right moment.
Wow.
Yeah, very. Her boyfriend Griffin had no idea about the hysterectomy and didn't suspect she was lying because what do guys know about being pregnant, right?
And do guys really pay attention that much?
I mean,
We're kind of clueless by nature.
Yes.
pretty much. I mean, if you think about it, it's like I mean, a girl could be pregnant for 3,
But are
4,
you
5 months, and we wouldn't even know.
Yeah,
it.
but
That's true.
But here's where I find it really hard to believe for this idiot boyfriend that you're telling me that you didn't at any time like rub her belly because you're excited about
Right.
your, suspected newborn coming.
Again, it's just like, oh, I'm just not
Because
really
she's
showing.
having to wear a bodies. Is she fat?
And to
She
your
might
point,
be.
Oh.
in order for the guy to think that he's having a baby, they were obviously intimate. So
Right.
you think there would have been some intimacy, unless she was just good at saying, I'm not.
I have a
you
headache
know?
tonight.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, but it is always crazy when we hear these stories about what people, it's like, oh, I would never believe that, or that would never happen. But some people are just,
clueless.
Yeah, that clueless.
Yeah, I mean, there's literal stories out there where women didn't even know they were pregnant.
Well,
That
I've,
is
I've,
true.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
seen
true.
that.
You're
They
right
yeah.
about
didn't
that.
show, and then just one day, like they had stomach pains, and they went to the hospital. Like, oh yeah, you're about to have a baby.
But
Yeah.
that baby was also 2 pounds. So that's
Yeah.
why they didn't know. But this is just weird that at no point, I mean, was he not excited about what was theoretically supposed to be his little baby?
Right, you think you'd want to go to the doctor, see the ultrasound,
Right.
but again, this is. Well, I don't want to say it. I was going to say this is Texas, and crazy stuff and I love Texas.
now we're gonna pick on Texas.
I know.
Okay.
No, we're going. I'm assuming this is back parts of Texas.
So this is so New Boston is like in the upper northeastern part of Texas, like just like
Where nobody goes.
Pretty much, it's like
It'd
a
be
hot.
north of Houston, then, right?
It's,
it'd be,
yeah. It's like a
Is
hop.
that little, is that little like area that cuts out at the top?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's like a hop, skip, and jump to Oklahoma, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it more.
Yeah.
We do have people from Oklahoma
I
that
know.
listen.
Hey, I love Oklahoma. I've got a family in Kentucky and Kansas, so
we're doing a good job of offending a lot of the country.
Great. No, it could have been anywhere. We could have been talking about Beaverton, Oregon.
I just had a story of a killer grandmother from California.
Yes.
So, California's not batting 1,000 either.
No.
Okay.
So on the day she was to induce labor was actually the day that she decided
Committed her act.
Yeah, committed the murder.
Wow.
The victim's husband, Homer, said his wife was somewhat friends with Parker, Taylor. She had taken their wedding and engagement photos. So that's the connection.
She was a photographer.
So Taylor took their wedding photos, and so there was a back and forth. She found out she was pregnant, so she pretty much just timed it throughout this woman's pregnancy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope you get to the part where they said they fried her.
Well, during the trial, former friends, including Parker's boyfriend, revealed Taylor is a habitual liar and tries to make things that aren't true. So this isn't like the only time.
She's a sociopath.
She's very much a sociopath.
Wow.
Yeah. So she faked having MS.
oh, jeez.
She faked.
I mean, that alone right there is a POS.
Yeah. She faked having a stroke. And these
Too
are
bad
things,
that she didn't actually have one.
Yeah.
and these are just things that's like, why would you need to fake these things for
It's attention.
for friends
Yeah.
and family?
It's
literally,
attention.
yeah, it's for attention. And the people that she made these connect, because she connected with like this girl at in a hospital who actually had MS. And
Well, that's what I was going to say. There are people who legitimately have MS that have to deal with it for their life
Yeah.
and even succumb to it and die from it. And this POS is faking having MS?
yeah, because this woman was in the hospital for actually having MS, and then Taylor shows up and says, "Oh yeah, I've got that too," and it's a whole like, "Oh yeah, don't you hate it when this?" She's like, "Yeah, I hate having that."
Oh,
like basically, she was just
played it up.
Yeah, she played it up. She was like feeding off of the same symptoms this girl has, but it was just like over time, it's just like you're not really showing the same sign. So it's like, it's one of those, like, you think something's up, but you can't quite put your finger on it. That's basically who this girl was.
Wow.
Is like, well, why would you lie about such a thing? So you just, you just would never suspect it.
Sick in the head.
Yeah.
Totally sick.
Yeah.
And evil. I mean, you said that earlier, evil.
Mm-hmm.
And she claimed she had a trust fund that her mom was keeping from her. So this is kind of like...
Well, she ain't getting it now.
No.
Well, this is kind of one of the stories she told her boyfriend, because like, it was always stories.
Wow.
And again, it's like he really had no reason to suspect she was lying to him. Like...
Well, theoretically, it's your girlfriend. You should hope to believe that you're trusting and believing what your girlfriend's saying.
That's true.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, the money's coming. Don't worry. Like, oh, the money's coming. Like, oh, I got a big payout coming. It's just, oh, my mom's keeping it from me.
Which is sad. So she thinks that the only way she could keep her boyfriend around is to entice him with money and also a baby?
Yeah.
What type of relationship is that?
Well, and he explained, like, he didn't care about the money, and he was excited that a baby was coming, but...
Because he thought it was his.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was his. But, like, he's literally just, like, one of the good old Texas boys. Like, I think he, if I remember correctly, I think...
Did he have a cowboy hat?
Well, he worked... I think he had, like, a ranch that he was working on.
Okay.
So, he very much could have been a cowboy.
Not a surprise in Texas.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just... One of those
poor
things.
guy too.
Yeah.
I mean,
now,
yeah, but I mean, he's like, he gets duped. But obviously, the worst part is
yeah. So
the mom.
I mean, there's several victims here. Obviously, the mom is the worst.
Yeah.
The 3-year-old's pretty messed up too because they basically saw his or her mom die.
Yeah.
In a graphic, horrific way, by the way.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And then the husband, who is now left alone, raising theoretically both kids, right? Because did the baby survive? Please tell me the baby survived.
The baby did not survive.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This total POS needs to fry in prison. I'm sorry. And at least in Texas, right? They will.
Let me guess.
She was found guilty for the capital murder of Reagan, Michelle Simmons Hancock, and their daughter. In 2022, she was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
But it hasn't been carried out yet.
Has not been carried out yet. I mean, it, as you know, like
these greater chance in Texas of it being carried out.
I was going to say, Texas, there's a chance they're going to carry that one out.
Yeah. So that was only just 3 years ago.
Right.
But hey,
be another 10 years.
Well, they have to do the appeals and all that crap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she deserves it. I'm sorry. I hate to say that about any human being, but she deserves to die.
I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to have a problem with saying that.
Nope.
Wow. Thanks for really destroying our great morning that we were having.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Need another drink again.
I know.
Mark, where are you?
I know.
The master mixologist, Mark, where are you?
Oh.
Wow.
We need a bell or a ringer or something.
Wow. So that's what we're going to now reduce Mark to, is he comes on ringing the bell?
We need him to have a little butler's outfit on. A little white napkin over his forearm.
It's not necessary, but I wouldn't shy away from it.
Could he bring a charcuterie, board for us?
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, you know what? We need to get, you need Erewhon as a sponsor. We'll get some $50 wedges of cheese and $20 strawberries, right?
We'll get there one day.
One day we will. We'll have you back when we actually achieve that.
Okay. Well, Bristol Farm. We'll settle for Bristol Farm.
I'm with Bristol Farm. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So, my job is now to close it out with a positive story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll bring this up. This is a great story, okay?
I don't know if it's going to top mine from last episode.
Well, we did have a friend of mine who did say that our unsung hero stories suck this season.
Well,
What?
we haven't gotten.
I know, right?
We haven't gotten to
Who
mine
is this
yet.
person?
Oh, she's a Floridian.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always those people
So
from
Florida.
Florida. We just ignore
She is
them.
Sogan, and I get upset at me because I'm not saying her name, but she knows exactly.
Oh, it's Julie, isn't it?
No, it's not Julie. Ironically, she really will, no. She is initially from Rhode Island, so that explains a lot. And then she met her husband here in California. They lived in San Diego for a long time, and then they moved to Florida in summer of 2020. So they've been there since. But
Okay.
Yeah, but
Well,
my
we'll
happy
cut-
story ended segregation, so I don't know if you're going to be topping that.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, you're right. That was a great.
I think I raised the bar too high.
Yeah, you did. So this one is going to suck. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just kidding. No. I am going to show you the story, though, because you're going to wonder, how is this an unsung hero?
I already like it.
That's a bird?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind? Do you know?
Is it a penguin? It's hard for me to tell. Oh, no. So
It's black and white.
It's not a mockingbird.
Nope. It's a magpie.
Oh, a magpie. I should have known that.
Magpie. So, which will be on our social media, so you can always check it out there.
Or you can
People be
literally
like,
just
How did you call it a mockingbird?
you can just Google magpie.
Well, I'm just saying that we're going to show who the unsung hero is. But
All right.
this is actually two unsung heroes in the same story. So the story starts out in a very unlikely way. In the town of Esperance, which is in the western part of Australia, in the remote southeastern corner where Sandy Gillard lived and had cared for sick and wounded and abandoned animals all of her life. So this is already a great story in the sense that somebody who helps, animals who have been injured, sick, or whatever, she helps them to recover and gets them back into society. So already she's a hero in my book. The year was 2017 when a minuscule little magpie was brought to her home by someone who found it on the ground, unable to fly after it had fallen out of a tree. In typical fashion, of course. Sandy took her in and took the little magpie in to help her, get better, grow up, and all of that. So already possessing a rich experience in nursing birds back to health, she immediately took in her little magpie and named it Jelly Bean.
That's adorable.
Adorable, right? So for months, she grew up alongside Sandy and her family, a single flock of nest mates. So she had, other little birds there as well. She played with my grandson. So this bird, as it grew up and stuff and really became much more comfortable with the family and all that stuff, was playing with her grandson. And Sandy explains that the magpie remained in the neighborhood after learning to fly and would find food for herself. So at some point, she let her go. And it was capable of flying and finding her own food. She would sit on the veranda or whatever and knock on the door until I would come out to say hello.
Wow.
So she didn't leave the house area. She just stayed in the neighborhood. Sadly, in 2020, Sandy fell from the 2-story window.
Oh.
I don't know how that happened, but wow.
Yeah.
The impact knocked the senior citizen unconscious. So what's interesting is that this could have, as you know, for anybody, but a senior citizen especially, if they've hit their head and knocked them unconscious, it could really become a permanent situation unless somebody intervened to help her out. She said that she woke up to this little sound of purring and something tapping her on the forehead.
It's Jelly Bean.
Lightly tapping her head, a bird named Jelly Bean roused its former caregiver enough that she could call her husband, who arrived in time to telephone emergency services and save her life.
Wow.
Awesome.
Paramedics arrived, brought her to the heliport where she was flown to the hospital and stabilized. The doctors later told her that if she had lain in that state much longer, she would likely not be there today.
The bird saved her life.
The bird saved. So she saved
bird's
Jelly
life.
Bean's life, and Jelly Bean saved her life. Sandy says she has no memory of 2020, the 2020 fall. Landing on the cement driveway, she cracked her skull and dislocated her right arm violently.
Oh.
So it was a pretty nasty fall.
Yeah.
I mean, from a 2-story window, any one of us, it could be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Having been saved from the fall by Sandy, it was time for Jellybean to return the favor. So Jellybean fell and was saved by Sandy. Sandy fell and she was saved by Jellybean.
Circle of life.
Circle of an interesting life.
Said. Yes.
So, having been saved from a fall by Sandy, with the limits on her recovery and the dangers of falling fresh in her mind, Sandy recently made the decision to move from Esperance to a town hundreds of miles away so she could be nearer to her family. Thought of, though it was the most difficult decision she ever had to make, she rests easy knowing that Jellybean and many other birds besides are on the wing because of her. So the story makes it clear. By the way, I did not know this, that the English culture actually honors magpies. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Apparently they do. So in a roundabout way,
I stopped caring about the English back in 1776.
I didn't realize that you were around in 1776.
He never got over the tax on
He's still
tea.
upset about
He's
it.
still upset. They start taxing
Was it the
tea.
tea? Was it the tea?
That was just the tip of the iceberg.
That was the tip of the iceberg. So I think that this is an unusual unsung hero story because here we have, the human who helped to save this little tiny bird. And then on the flip side of it, this little bird who's helped save the human.
I love it.
So I think
that strong animal connection. It's
right,
there.
It's
It's undeniable. I don't even think we fully. I always think about this. As humans, we're so smart that we're stupid. I say this sometimes. We're so ignorant to think that there's not some sort of intellectual plane that animals have to communicate and feel and emotions and all that stuff. Obviously it may not match ours, but in their world it does.
Yeah.
But. You see that so often, especially a dog canine connection that they have and stuff. But, a bird. I just saw something at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I think it was just this last fall. I think it's called Finding Happy. And it's actually a documentary about a woman who was in a really tough spot around COVID. She worked in LA. I think she was, in the film business and found a bird. And it was just talking about how this bird kind of just changed her life. She named the bird Happy. And that's why she said finding happy, but it made her find happiness. But anyway, obviously this is this bird saves this woman's life by pecking her.
Right.
But we don't a lot of times it's like that animal, that bond that we have with animals is so strong.
I agree.
To see. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a incident at home where I was actually working out upstairs and just being stupid. I landed wrong and I ended up not spraining my ankle, but kind of like messing up my ligaments. So I landed hard. And my dog, who was downstairs, actually heard me fall and yell, ran upstairs to come see if I was okay. And that blew me away.
Yeah. They're so in tune.
Yeah.
Well, and what's interesting is that the dog is named Lassie and called me and said, Bobby needs help. And so...
He's just like...
No, didn't happen that way? No.
TC's like, Bobby would be fine.
Yeah, Bobby's fine. Just tell him to put some ice on it.
I didn't even know you then. So how would he have your number?
Okay, that's the only part you focus on that whole story is how would he have your number?
Yeah. That didn't happen, man. You made that up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to know exactly what you were doing as a workout to have landed hard to hurt yourself.
Didn't you say a ladder? Or
No.
He was working out.
Yeah.
I'm so
I
sorry.
was doing a at-home workout that basically you're familiar with what a burpee is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Burpees.
gosh. I hate those.
Yeah. So this particular burpee was after you completed the push-up, you then jump up in the air and do like a little high kick. And then you land back down, go back into another burpee, jump up.
So like a high kick, like a rocket?
Yes, like a rocket. Because it was like a UFC workout.
Okay.
So it was a lot of UFC stuff. You know, it was a great endurance workout. And on the last kick is when I landed on my ankle wrong.
Oh.
And I just I came down hard.
So you scream like a girl.
Well, it kind of freaked me out because I did hear a pop.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like I was in shock.
Yeah.
And that's just when my dog ran up and like came to see if I was okay. And it took my mind off the pain for a second. But then I had to walk him later.
Oh, God. So in a roundabout way,
so I was actually...
He helped to save you, and you helped to save him.
Like, you're okay to walk, right? Because
that's what he was worried about.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to miss walkies.
Right.
So yeah, I actually ended up walking him like just... Oh, it sucked.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I went to ER or urgent care or something, and they took an x-ray, and you didn't necessarily sprain your ankle, but you almost tore all your ligaments.
Oh, man. Yeah, you strained them good.
So we're going to have to put you in a cast, just,
I thought you were going to say that. So they're going to put you down. I'll introduce you to Dorothy Puente. She'll take care of it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think she has a spot for me in her backyard.
She probably does.
Yeah, front yard. The front yard.
Really, technically, the front yard.
So. Probably in the backyard, too. They would have went and looked there.
No, but you're right, though. I think when you look at animals, it's fascinating to see those stories. I love coming across those stories where, they found this little baby squirrel or raccoon or whatever it is, and they hand raised them to help them out. And not that they tried to keep them around, but they stayed, and that's what I think is so amazing is that, there's somebody that I know that started up and kind of owns the Stars and Stripes tournament event that we just recently did. And he was sharing a story about how he's an adventuresome type person. I mean, at the ripe age of 72 or 4 right now, I mean, he still goes spearfishing, like deep sea spearfishing. He's very active. And he was sharing a story about X amount of years ago where he was out there in the middle of the ocean and they came across a dolphin that had got in his tail fin, got entangled in the rope of like netting. And it was basically so tight on it that it was cutting the circulation off from his tail fin. His tail fin literally turned white. Mm-hmm. So at first, the dolphin kept trying to get away, and he had to go down to try to cut him loose. And eventually, he was able to get him cut loose, and the poor dolphin, without having a tail fin that actually works, can't really get anywhere fast. He only has his side fins. So he helped, he got the boat back over, and they all helped to get the dolphin up into the boat. And he kept trying, this was actually down in the Cabo area. So he kept trying to contact the Mexican authorities like, hey, I want to bring this dolphin. Well, it's against the law. So he decided that he was going to help this dolphin regardless. So he called some of his buddies that are right there in the Cabo area, and they basically snuck this dolphin in, and they tried to rehabilitate it. And this dolphin would not let anyone else but him basically help him.
Really?
He was attached.
Had that connection.
Yep, he had that connection. And so eventually, once they kind of nursed the dolphin back to better, stronger health, still not able to be released in the wild because the fin was done. I mean, they had to cut the fin off. Oh. So they knew that they couldn't release. So at this point, he contacted the authorities again, and he's like, okay, I'll take the slap on the hand, but we had no other recourse.
Right.
And so the Mexican authorities reluctantly, okay, got it. They ended up actually issuing a passport for the dolphin, and they created a area where the dolphin then could live. And it does end a little bit of a sad story because so they transported this dolphin over to his new theoretical home, and they have to provide an area to be able to lift him out of the water so he doesn't drown, because at some point he has to be able to get up to get oxygen. And our contact, our friend who kept going every day, he's like, at some point I can't keep going every day because I have to get back to life and all that. And so he did it for about 2 more weeks there. And unfortunately, they lowered the grate too far, and unfortunately the dolphin ended up drowning. But the connection alone to him was just so amazing that this dolphin would not allow anyone else to handle him.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you the connection. Yes, I do believe that the animals know. They you saved my life, and I'm indebted to you.
Yeah.
And
we have a rescue dog like that. Her name is Lucy, and I know we saved her, and we were. It's cliche, like, oh, who saved who, all that stuff you hear. But I mean, this particular dog in particular, I'm like, because the sweetest dog in the world until anybody else comes in. I know she's threatened that she's going to be, because I think she was just some stray that everyone had given up on. It was a little Chihuahua mix and all that. And I'm like, I told my wife, we're not taking another dog. We already have 3. I'm like, I'm not taking it a 4th. So we tried for a week to find a home for this dog. And then I started to get attached to the dog. But every time we would bring the sweet old lady, just like one from Stockton, but literally we'd bring them in, and then this dog would just act like she was a killer. And I'm like, where is this coming from? But she knew, she's like, I'm not leaving this place.
No.
Yeah.
You are now her family.
Yes. So we ended up keeping her. We've had her for 7 years. But my point being, they get that bond. They're smart. They get it. They get it.
That's why I'm a huge advocate for rescue animals, rescue dogs or cats. Every animal, every cat and dog, basically, they all deserve a home, regardless if they were born in a puppy mill. It wasn't their fault. They do deserve to have a home. But there's so many rescue dogs and so many rescue cats out there that they really do attach very well to you, even more so because I think they really do understand.
With 100%.
Yeah.
Without question.
I think they know they were rescued.
They absolutely do.
You chose them.
Yeah. Did you know this? My wife is the founder of National Rescue Dog Day, which is on May 20th every year.
You did.
Okay.
When I was at KTLA. Okay. Yes, you did at the time. Well, say a little bit more.
So my wife is a children's book author. She writes books, about a boy and his rescue dog, and really the whole thing behind it is, it's actually a book that was originally started as when you introduce and you have a pet in your home, and if you have a young child, this book is a children's book that teaches kids how to properly care for their pet, but they don't really know that they're learning this, but it's just kind of life skills, because how many times you bring a dog in and it's like the dog's trying to eat and the little kid will go up and start kind of and the dog kind of growls at it, and that's why a lot of dogs go back to shelters after they're adopted, because maybe there's some sort of confrontation with little kids. So it teaches kids how to interact with their dog. So she
awesome.
has and they use it in elementary schools and animal organizations across the country. She has a kind of a human education program that she does along with her book. So it's very, very successful program. But it was 8 years ago, I think, National Rescue Dog Day. There was not a day for rescue dogs, and now every year across the country, there's people doing pop-up events or breweries doing yappy hour and stuff like that, but it's all about just giving awareness to rescue dogs. So it's great.
That is great. That's so awesome.
Yeah,
that's why Lisa won't let me go to any of those.
Because she knows you're going to come home with one.
I mean, yeah.
So
if I have enough to drink, I'm definitely going to come home with the dog.
Yeah.
So not too long ago, both he and I actually lost our dogs.
Oh, it's tough.
And very much part of our family. Mine was with, she was 18 and a half, was with us for about 17 and a half rescue. We went out to Arizona and rescued her. And another one that's been around for a while, who's very much part of Lisa and Tom's family. And that was also a very emotional time. So.
Oh, it's losing a family member. It's tough.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Where does that event take place?
So National Rescue Dog Day is basically a day on May 20th every year. So it'll come up on those national calendars. But people now, I mean, it's just it's all kinds of, restaurants and establishments, or, they'll throw their own events. So it could be Tulsa, Oklahoma. They might be doing something at the local brewery, and they'll give all the proceeds to, their local shelter. So it's just more of a day to acknowledge rescue dogs. But her thing is, on social media on that day, people just post a picture of their dog, share a story, or, and just to promote adopt, don't shop, think of rescue dogs.
So she started it. She's the founder of it.
She's the kind of the founder of the day, but it's just...
But she is giving it out there.
It's giving it out there. And it's basically a day just to... There's nothing that she or we do to capitalize on that day. No, it's just basically like, hey, this is a day to celebrate our rescue dogs. This is a day to, adopt, don't shop. This is a day to, support your rescues, your organization, all of that stuff. Now, she does have a foundation. It's called Tales That Teach, like a dog's tale.
Yep, now I remember that one, yes.
TalesThatTeach.org. And that is where that foundation sets up with their children's book to go into schools and to teach kids kindness, compassion, empathy. It's a character education program that educators will use, or animal organizations, to teach kids not only how to properly care for their pets, but to be kind to people. So it's a kindness campaign, and that's that's basically her calling in life, is to touch kids and to save dogs.
So Henry's wife is trying to keep people from becoming RPOS stories.
Yes, exactly.
I commend her for that.
Yes. Hey,
honestly, we need more.
I know.
It all starts with animal abuse with a lot of these people.
Actually, it's interesting to say that, because I'm not sure how much you're familiar with the gang world, but not that we hang out with that, but it is actually a stepping stone for the kind of tribal ritual in younger guys getting into the gang. They do actually commit animal abuse at some point, and it just progresses to eventually murdering people.
Yep.
So it's as the old term goes for marijuana being a gateway drug, animal abuse is a gateway abuse that leads eventually, not every single one of them, but for ones that they have called out as, you're going to basically be the hitman type of thing or whatever, they start with animal abuse and even animal killing before they get to humans.
Gross.
Yeah, it is. It is. Starts with, that's one of the main things. If we can get kids to be compassionate towards animals, they're far less likely.
And Halloween is one of the worst time of the years for black cats.
I know.
And it's just horrific. Yeah. And my buddy was Blackjack, black cat. Love him still to this day. I miss him greatly. And it is, I'm actually thinking about, looking at adopting, 2 more kittens, because our house right now is empty of any animals. and I want one that's going to be a black cat, because they are one of the most discarded animals of the cat world, color-wise, out there.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love black cats. And the big,
I think black cats are great.
I know, I do too.
And sad thing is that I heard, so one of my very closest best friend, like a brother, he follows a lot of different rescue places, and he was saying how a lot of people adopted animals during the pandemic, because they were bound up at home and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when the pandemic was ended and they were going back to their daily lives, the animals became inconvenient.
Yeah.
And they started discarding them. So there's a plethora of dogs and cats out there. And it's like, you can't look at these animals as if they're some sort of commodity for a short amount of time, and then when they become inconvenient, you discard them.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting you say that. Not to go on too much about my wife being a children's book author. Her first book is called Love Me Gently, and that introduces a puppy and how to treat them. But the second one is kind of a follow-up to it, and it's called Gray Whiskers. And it's about that same dog that grows to be a senior and going through almost a parallel between a senior dog kind of slowing down, health issues, but parallels to the same child, the same boy, his grandparents, like grandpa, and it makes the connection that a dog is a part of your family,
Yep.
and through thick or through thin, you are with that family member, you are with that dog the entire time. You don't give up. If you have health issues, you do whatever you can
Yep.
to keep that, and we don't discard them. They're not
Right.
property, they're
Right.
family.
They're family.
Yeah. I feel like I'm family here with you guys. It's great.
I know.
I appreciate it.
I love all this. This is so great.
Where can we find those books?
On Amazon. So talesthatteach.org is her website. You can get them directly on the website. But if you go on Amazon, it's Love Me Gently, A Kid's Guide to Man's Best Friend. And the other one is called Gray Whiskers. But her
We'll
last...
put those links on our social
Oh,
media
that'd be
too.
great. Yeah. So Lisa Wiebrink, that's my wife, who goes by Wiebrink, Wiehebrink.
Yeah,
You
I
can
never
find it
knew
there.
how to say that name.
I know.
Whatever.
That's why I go by DiCarlo. It's much easier.
I'm like, oh my God, Henry,
Yeah.
how do you say that last name?
Wiebrink.
You're on my phone as DiCarlo because it's just so
Good.
much
Everyone
easier.
should be. Yes, the German Italian.
Scottish. Don't forget that.
Oh, I'm Scottish. That's right.
Well,
Thank you.
I think this was, at least we ended on a very, you are total POS with your story. Dorothy Puente was not a happy story, but it was certainly
Oh, please.
you, on the other hand.
Both evil people. Yours was more evil.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all you have to say?
pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is the winner right here.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, it's your time to close out.
Yeah, I guess that's it. That's
Well,
it.
that's really good. That's a
Yeah.
great close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. See you.
Do you not have any?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
People Often Sucks podcast is recorded at the Kilroy Was Here recording studios and is written and hosted by myself and TC and produced by Mark Wallengren. He also supplies the drinks.
Our master mixologist,
I know.
Mark.
Yeah.
Glad we're not starting now.
So thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You have an empty glass right there.
I know.
Yep.
Where was he with that refill?
Oh, it's probably better.
Yeah, honestly.
Honestly.
But thank you all for listening. I know we went long this time, but hopefully you were all thoroughly entertained. And if any of you have a story you think we want to talk about in the future, I know a couple episodes we have taken suggestions.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We've shared them.
And they work. So if you have something, shoot us a DM on Facebook, Instagram, X. I don't care what. If you have our number, you can text us. That's what my friend did. And again, reminder, please share us with people you know or people you don't know. Just share us.
Yeah, strangers. It's best if you just text them randomly.
Yeah, people love that. If you just, grab them on the street and tell them all about us.
Just tell them, push this button. Don't worry about it. Just push it.
And I want to thank again Henry for
Thank
coming
you
in for
having
us.
me. This was great.
Oh, one.
Oh, he has a gift.
Oh, nice.
I have a gift. Mark got one, and now you get one. It's a
Oh
little
my
shirt.
goodness. People often suck.
But
I
you're our
like
special
it.
guest number 2.
Oh, that's good. That's very good right there. Wow, look at that.
Just minor appreciation for you taking time out of your day.
I appreciate the shirt. Appreciate the time. This was fun.
Good. I'm glad you
fun.
enjoyed
Might
it.
bring this closer. This was fun. I had a great time. Great
I'm glad you-
concept. Wish you guys, continued success. You're going to be looking at season number 3.
Yeah, we're going to be starting that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
Hopefully in video format.
Yes, that's what we're shooting for. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But once we do actually have all those bugs worked out, we're going to invite you back so people can
Please
actually
do. Would love
see
it. I appreciate it.
see your face on there.
You had me at drinks.
Okay.
All right. Well, until next time, be good humans for F's sake.